Cameras are one of the most useful things now in the 21st century, and no one would be able to go out without bringing a camera. You can capture picturesque views of the nature, get yourself memories from your trip, and many more. Do you even wonder how the camera captures the view in a perfect manner? With this video, you will learn how the magical camera works.
Vision when you are living a life without any windows, entryways, or lights. What do you see? Indeed, nothing on the grounds that there is no light. Presently in vision, you pull out an electric lamp and turn it on. The light from the electric lamp moves in an orderly manner. At the point when the light emission hits an article, the light ricochets off that thing and at you, permitting you to see whatever it is inside the room.
Did you know that camera uses three types of mirrors? First is plane mirror, which is on its camera itself. Next is convex mirrors, which is found on its lens itself. It curves outward and its middle is thicker than its edges. That is why convex mirrors are used in many stores to provide a wide angle of surveillance of reasonable mirror size. This setup allows you to survey the entire store when you are 5.9 meters from the mirror. Convex mirrors are used in the shop because it provides a very low cost and highly effective security. And to ensure there are enough shop staff to monitor shop visitor or to widely deploy security cameras.
If there is a mirror that bulges outward, there is also a mirror that bulges inward, which is called concave mirrors. Some uses of concave mirrors include headlights, which is used to send out strong beams of light. Instead of reflecting an image, they are used to focus the light from the bulb. Telescope has concave mirrors, which the concave mirror in the telescope collects light. Instead of shining the light up to a specimen, it shines the light from distant stars onto a flat mirror.
How can you compare a camera to an eye? The camera and the natural eye share considerably more for all intents and purpose than simply theoretical way of thinking. The eye catches pictures like the manner in which the camera does. The life systems of the camera bear a larger number of stimulates to a natural eyeball than many would envision, including the focal point like cornea and the film-like retina. Similarities like this give the camera the presence of a mechanical eye. In any case, however, there are numerous similarities among cameras and eyes. They are in no way, shape, or form indistinguishable. The lens of the camera can be compared to the cornea.
The cornea is the cup of the eye. This straightforward structure sits on the front of the eye and has a circular bend. The focal point of camera is likewise straightforward and it's at the front of the body. Next is the iris and the aperture. The aperture is to the camera as the iris is to the eye, and this uncovers one of the numerous likenesses between cameras versus eyes.
The opening size alludes to how much light is allowed into the camera, and will at last hit the sensor or film. Similarly as with the natural eye, when the iris contracts itself, the understudy decreases and the eye takes in less light. At the point when the iris extends in more obscure circumstances, the student increases so it can take in more light. A similar impact occurs with the opening. Bigger gap stints let in more light than a little gap stint. The focal point opening is the understudy. The more modest the opening, the less light let in.
This one is the retina and the film. The retina sits at the rear of the eye and gathers light reflected from the general climate to shape the picture. Similar undertaking in the camera is performed in either the film or sensors in computerized cameras. This cycle supports both how cameras work and how eyes work. Cameras are really one of the things that we should always have, especially when going out of our house. It captures memories that will last forever. Did you know that there are 4 different kinds of lenses? These are the wide-angle lens, telephoto lens, fisheye lens, and a macro lens. Wide-angle lenses are a must if you're a landscape photographer and looking to step up your game. Wide angles have a wider focal field, allowing you to essentially capture more of the scene in front of you than, say, a zoom lens. For this reason, wide angles are perfect for photographing landscapes, as you can capture more of the scenery and create a much more vivid picture. They are also great for photographing architecture, as you'll be able to capture the whole building in front of you. Next is the telephoto lens. If a standard zoom lens isn't quite strong enough for your needs, then the next step up is a telephoto lens. These big lenses are found within the range of 100mm up to 600mm and sometimes even more. Telephoto lenses are bulky and may require a tripod to support them, making them nowhere near as practical as a standard zoom lens. The third one is a fisheye lens. If you need to capture an even wider field of view, then you'll need to invest in a fisheye lens. These create an unusual fisheye effect similar to a GoPro image. A fisheye lens is basically an ultra-wide angle lens offering an enormous field of view. These are more specialist lenses and aren't generally needed by most photographers. These are very useful if you're photographing indoors or using your camera for design work. Last but not the least is a macro lens. Macro lens has the ability to focus from infinity to 1:1 magnification, meaning that the size of the image in real life is the same size as it reproduced on the sensor. Macro lenses also allow for closer focusing distances than normal lenses and often require you to get very close to your subject.